This is Hakann speaking. I want to address the Dark Controllers, also known as the Cabal, the Deep State, the Illuminati, the Dark Pyramid, etc. In case you haven't read my previous messages, I am what Earth humans would call a reptilian. Nowadays I am a member of the Galactic Confederation, working as a military advisor. But in my younger years I lived my ambitions. I was considered a prodigy and I was particularly brutal and controlling, even by the standards of my people. Killing millions, including my own brother? Bending and breaking the minds of other people? Brainwashing entire populations so that they become trapped in an inverted reality construct, where up is down and down is up. Torturing children in front of their parents? Setting up an underground breeding network where women are kept locked up and raped, so that I had a steady supply of children to use for blood and body parts and rituals, plus that way I had sex slaves that I could give to people as bribes? Sure, not a problem. I didn't even hesitate. The only emotions I consciously felt were anger, desire, disgust, briefly when I triumphed over rivals, and annoyance such as when I wasn't able to get more money for selling my uncle into slavery. In other words, I used to be at least as dark as you are. Pretty much everything you're doing right now, I've done. I understand your psychology and your mindset and your tactics perfectly well. In fact, I was better at it than you are. At one point I had subverted an entire planet and had become its sole overseer. You know, what you are trying, and failing, to accomplish on Earth. I achieved it. And I didn't have to share power with an entire organization. I alone had power over life and death. So, what's it like to rule over an entire planet? At first, it was pretty nice, I'm not going to lie. But after a while, once you have power, it just becomes boring. I could have any woman, any luxury, any pleasure I wished. Okay, great. That was fun for a while. But then what? Having power doesn't actually mean anything. Eventually I was one of the most powerful and wealthy beings among those who were physically incarnated. And I just felt nothing, other than a vague relief that I didn't have to fight and backstab my way to the top anymore, because I already was there. What does power actually mean? Okay, you can have pleasure and luxury, and you can satisfy your ego by having people be turned into concubines or having people be tortured or mutilated or degraded for your amusement. And yes, that's fun for a while, or at least, I used to enjoy that. But then what? I know your subconscious thought pattern goes like, I will achieve power, and then I will be happy and triumphant and content. No, you won't. I speak from experience. You think that having the level of power you dream of will make you happy, but if you ever actually achieve that, it will bore you out of your mind. You will actually feel your mind degrading because there will be nothing left to accomplish anymore, nothing left to do anymore. At this point you can't possibly enslave humanity. Even I couldn't do it at this point if I were in your shoes. But for the sake of argument, let's say that you actually succeed in enslaving humanity, and succeed at keeping the angels and positive galactics and source from intervening on Earth. Let's say that you somehow prevent your own organization from backstabbing itself, because certain individuals in your organization wanted to kill off most of your own organization in order to consolidate power into their particular family. But let's say you somehow avoid all that and achieve control of Earth, and somehow you achieve that without your own organization tearing itself apart, which it will do if you ever get even close to your goal. Sure, having total control of Earth will be fun for a while. And then what? What is your plan once you get bored? Colonize more planets? Okay, let's say you've built a galactic empire. Great. Then what? The chase for more power and more control is ultimately a fool's errand, because even if you succeed, your reward is profound boredom. There's nothing at the end of that road. It's not even that there's a secret trap there. There's just nothing. It's nothing. And it's not like the process of climbing that mountain is very fun. Yes, I know there are some pleasures here and there. I've indulged too. But I've actually been the person climbing the mountain of power, and I've been the person at the top of the mountain, and I'm currently a member of the Galactic Confederation. And the most rewarding and ultimately happiest life I've had, by far, is being a member of the Galactic Confederation. Sure, I don't have slaves anymore, but I actually feel something again. Other than disgust and desire and anger and annoyance. Life isn't boring anymore. I'm moving forwards. I feel unstuck. My mind is expanding, not just in terms of cleverness and cunning and depravity, but I'm finding that being part of the Galactic Confederation is making me better at existence. It's not even about sharpening my mind to be able to affect the world more efficiently. It's more that nowadays I am, and previously it merely was the case that I did. I know your ego keeps telling you that once you satisfy it, once you have the power, you'll be happy and satisfied. My ego told me that too. But it's a lie. Do everything your ego asks of you, and your reward is profound boredom. I've been there. Meanwhile, if you satisfy your soul, then that is actually satisfying and that actually will make you happy on a deep level. Satisfy your ego and you get fleeting pleasure and then profound boredom and nothingness. Satisfy your soul and there's a continual ramping up of self-esteem and happiness and of the quality of your consciousness. I know you think you're very clever, manipulating Earth humans like that, but the move that would actually be clever would be switching sides and starting to help Earth humans and the Galactic Confederation. You won't be able to fool us by merely pretending to come to our side, because we're mind readers. However, if you genuinely switch sides and actively start working to help Earth humans, then you will eventually have a place among the Galactic Confederation. They gave me a place among them, and I've done at least as much evil in my life as any of you have. So, you have a choice. One path is continuing to try and enslave humanity. This path is guaranteed to fail and guaranteed to lead to your arrest or death, as deep down you already know. And even if you were to succeed, you'll just end up being profoundly bored. I know total power seems so meaningful right now, but if you actually have it, it actually turns out that total power equals nothing at all. And the other path is helping Earth humans liberate Earth. Yes, I know this will mean that you have to swallow your pride. But this is a path that will actually, in time, lead to genuine happiness and contentment and feeling good inside your own mind. Walk this path and you may eventually earn your place in the Galactic Confederation, as I have. If you are as smart and rational as you say you are, if you are as much a master as you say you are, then the choice is obvious. One path leads to guaranteed failure and arrest or death, and even if you succeed then your reward is a level of boredom that you will have a hard time imagining right now. And the other path leads to an existence that is actually happy and satisfying. This should be the easiest choice in the world. So then the question becomes, will you continue to let yourself be ruled by your ego? Or will you master yourself enough to be able to make the rational decision? The choice is up to you. Arcock.